this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
Tom Homan up there, I think, is just a stroke of genius. I think Tom is exactly the right person. Why? Because he is also a career law enforcement. He's an operator. He knows exactly what needs to be done there and where is the give and take. ICE is there to arrest criminal illegal aliens, and it's much better to do that with local law enforcement. So if Tom Homan can get local law enforcement involved in assisting ICE, however that looks, whether that's protecting them while they do the mission, wherever it might be, I think that's a win.
You're listening to the 47 Morning Update with Ben Ferguson.
Good Tuesday morning. Nice to have you with us on the 47 Morning Update. Donald Trump acts and takes a phone call from the governor of Minnesota, Governor Walz. And Trump says he wants Minnesota resistance and chaos to end today. He also said that he's hoping now there will be some sort of cooperation with the governor and federal law enforcement. So what is driving all of this? We'll explain it to you. It's the 47 Morning Update, and it starts right now.
Story number one.
It is an all-out civil war. That's what the Democrats said they wanted in Minnesota. But now Tim Walz has called President Donald Trump, and here's what we've been told about that conversation. Donald Trump putting up on Truth Social that Governor Tim Walz called me with a request to work together with respect to Minnesota. It was a very good call, and we actually seem to be on a similar wavelength. I told Governor Walz that I would have Tom Homan call him, and that what we're looking for are any and all criminals that they have in their possession. This is exactly, by the way, what hundreds of other cities do when they catch a criminal that's an illegal immigrant, and then they work with federal authorities, ICE, to make sure that they are taken into custody. That's not what they do in sanctuary cities or states like Minnesota. Back to the president's own words. The governor very respectfully understood that, and I will be speaking to him in the near future. He was happy that Tom Homan was going to Minnesota, and so am I. We have such tremendous success in Washington, D.C., Memphis, Tennessee, and New Orleans, Louisiana, and virtually every other place we have touched, and even in Minnesota. Crime is way down, but both Governor Walz and I want to make it better. Signed, President Donald J. Trump. Now, that wasn't all that the president had to say on this issue. He also, hours before that, put out this statement on Truth Social. I'm sending Tom Homan to Minnesota tonight. He has not been involved in the area, but knows and likes many of the people there. Tom is tough but fair and will report directly to me. Separately, a major investigation is going on with respect to the massive $20 billion plus welfare fraud that has taken place in Minnesota and is at least partially responsible for the violent organized protests going on in the streets. Additionally, the DOJ and Congress are looking at Congresswoman Ilham Omar, who left Somalia with nothing and is now reportedly worth more than $44 million. Time will tell all. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Now, you put that together with the White House press secretary as she laid it out today from the podium at the White House, exactly what the plan is and what the president had to say about moving forward and keeping all Americans safe. The president wants law and order, not anarchy and chaos, which is what Governor Walz and Mayor Frey have given us. Take a listen.
It is President Trump's hope and wish and demand for the resistance and chaos to end today. That's why President Trump spoke with Governor Walz directly this morning, and he has outlined a clear and simple path to restoring law and order in Minnesota. Number one, Governor Walz, Mayor Frey, and all Democrat leaders should turn over all criminal illegal aliens currently incarcerated in their prisons and jails to federal authorities, along with any illegal aliens with active warrants or known criminal histories for immediate deportation. Number two, state and local law enforcement must agree to turn over all illegal aliens who are arrested by local police. And then thirdly, local police must assist federal law enforcement in apprehending and detaining illegal aliens who are wanted for crimes, especially violent crimes. If Governor Walz and Mayor Frey implement these common sense cooperative measures that I will add have already been implemented in nearly every single other state across the country, Customs and Border Patrol will not be needed to support ICE on the ground in Minnesota. ICE and local law enforcement can peacefully work together, as they are effectively doing in so many other states and jurisdictions. Additionally, President Trump is calling on the United States Congress to immediately pass legislation ending sanctuary cities once and for all. American cities should be safe sanctuaries for law-abiding citizens only, not for dangerous illegal alien criminals who broke our nation's laws and do not belong here. We hope Governor Walz will do the right thing and continue to work with President Trump to keep the American people safe following their call this morning. Americans overwhelmingly want exactly what President Trump is delivering: strong borders and strict immigration enforcement against the worst illegal aliens, of which there are still hundreds of thousands to deport from the interior of our country. The most peaceful way to carry out this vital public safety mission is for Republicans and Democrats to do it together, and for state and local law enforcement to work together with federal law enforcement. We want to let cops be cops. You wouldn't know this continues to be a very popular policy position from the biased media coverage over the course of the last few days, but polling shows huge support for this exact thing President Trump is calling for. More than 80% of Americans favor deporting illegal aliens convicted of violent crimes. A country unable to deport criminals who enter it illegally is no country at all. The open borders agenda of Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, and the Democrats was already on the ballot on November 5th, 2024, and it was resoundingly rejected. President Trump will never back down from his promise to deport violent criminal illegal aliens and make America safe again.
Now, Caroline Levitt is absolutely right. The president was elected to do exactly what he's been doing, and that is getting the worst among us out of this country that broke into this country illegally. And if you go back to exactly what the White House put out, they've made it clear and transparent what they are demanding. Number one, that Governor Walz and Mayor Frey and all the Democratic leaders should turn over all criminal illegal aliens currently incarcerated in their prisons and jails to federal authorities, along with any illegal aliens with active warrants or known criminal histories for immediate deportation. They also demand that state and local law enforcement must agree to turn over all illegal aliens arrested by local police. Now, again, this is all exactly what the laws state you must do. The president is not asking for anything outside of what the stated laws say in this country. Number three, local police must assist federal law enforcement in apprehending and detaining illegal aliens wanted for crimes. ICE and local law enforcement can peacefully work together, as they are effectively doing in so many other states and jurisdictions, to remove violent criminals from American neighborhoods. There are literally hundreds of cities in America where what you're witnessing in Minnesota is not happening because law enforcement is working together. That's what it's supposed to be. Many times when you see tragedies, what do they say? They say local law enforcement and federal law enforcement are working together, right? Local, state, and federal working together, especially when you're dealing with criminals. But these individuals like Governor Walz and Mayor Frey refuse to do this. They put illegal immigrant criminals ahead of American citizens. The other thing that the president said, additionally, he's calling on the United States Congress to immediately pass legislation ending sanctuary cities once and for all, because he understands that every time there's a safe haven for these types of criminals, it costs Americans their lives. It allows them a safe haven to set up corruption and also to set up crime syndicates. It also allows for illegal immigrants to steal from American taxpayers. We've witnessed all of that in Minneapolis and the surrounding area. American cities, he said, should be safe sanctuaries for law-abiding citizens only, not for dangerous illegal alien criminals who broke our laws and do not belong here. He said this: we hope Governor Walz will do the right thing and work with President Trump and his team to keep America and the American people safe. So it is clear now. The President of the United States of America is saying, look, I am representing you. Americans overwhelmingly did exactly that on Election Day. They wanted strong borders. They wanted strict immigration enforcement against the worst criminal illegal aliens, of which there are still hundreds of thousands to deport from the interior of our country. You wouldn't know it, the president says, from the biased media coverage, but polls show huge support for this very thing. More than 80% of Americans favor deporting illegal aliens convicted of violent crimes. The most peaceful way to carry out this vital public safety mission, the White House says, is for Republicans and Democrats to do it together, and for local and state law enforcement to work with federal law enforcement to get it done together. President Trump also saying he will never back down from the promise to deport all violent criminal illegal aliens and make America safe again.
Thank you for listening to the 47 Morning Update with Ben Ferguson. Please make sure you hit subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast right now. And for more in-depth news, also subscribe to the Ben Ferguson Podcast, and we will see you back here tomorrow.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.